neck's gonna hurt at the end of this one. Let's get the real audio going. Check. 1 2 1 2. Hello, check. There's been a lot of wise things said by people in the past. There's a lot of knowledgeable people that have existed in history that have given us such foundational and strong advice on how we should live better and happier lives. Sometimes we come across these and they don't mean anything, but other times we come across them and we have one of these holy crap moments, like, that applies so well to the life I'm living right now. Where has this been my entire life? I recently had one of those whenever it came to this quote by none other than Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, the martial artist, philosopher, and overall badass dude. I believe he's the epitome when it comes to mastery of art in both life and sport. And I think that there's so much wisdom that he's been able to impart on us through his own practices and the way he's lived his life. One of his most famous quotes goes something like this: research your own experience, absorb what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is essentially your own. Now, I've definitely heard this before a long time ago, but I was probably too dumb and too naive to even understand what it actually means. But hearing it recently, I kind of had one of these holy crap moments because I realized that the way I've been living my life, the philosophies I've adopted over the past few years of my own life, are in line with this quote exactly. I've been living exactly to how this quote has been describing how we should all live our lives. I wanted to break that down a little bit today just to talk about what each of these components are and what they can mean in terms of how we can all live better and happier lives. Now, the first part is research your own experience. And this goes around the idea that life is a game of experience. It's a game of trying different things to figure out where we stand in this crazy world. We can never know what path we're meant to go down until we actually go down a path and try it. When we're at these forks in our lives, these decision moments in the world, it's hard to decide where we want to go due to a fear of not sure what we're going to miss out on should we have gone down a different path. That's always the wrong question to ask ourselves because we will never know what the other option was in life or how it would have panned out because we didn't choose to go that way, because we chose a different direction. The only direction we can actually have in life is the one that we choose to go down. On top of that, everything we get out of life is a byproduct of how much passion and energy and determination and drive we put into the things that we choose to do. And in order to figure out whether the decisions that we make are in line with our true selves and who we want to be in this world, we have to go through that experience phase. We have to go through the experimentation of figuring out where we want to go and whether something is in line with what we want to do. We come up to a lot of failures all the time, and failure is a natural part of life. It's just part of the experience. But getting that experience in when it comes to experimenting and researching our own experience and figuring out what works for us, what we want to do in this world, is the first key component to living a truly happy life. Absorb what is useful and reject what is useless is the next part. And this goes hand in hand with that because as we go down the path of researching our own experience and exploring different avenues of interest or potential interests in life and discovering who our true self is, we're going to find things in certain avenues that we do enjoy and that we love. And these are the pieces that we want to take into our lives and incorporate in as many ways as possible because they make us who we truly are and who we're in line with. But as we experiment with different things, we're going to find facets of these experimentations and these explorations that we don't like. We're going to find pieces that we really don't enjoy and we don't want to incorporate into our lives and the stuff we do in the world. This is part of the experience as well and part of the process. And it's this absorbing what is useful and rejecting what is useless that has to be taken into consideration as we go down this researching, experimenting path. It is up to us to decide what we want to keep and where we want to cut the fat. There's going to be parts that you actually can't cut out of your life. There's things that you can't reject because it's part of the overall and overarching process. If you want to start a business, you can't just start a business and not do accounting and not manage your finances. That's part of the process of being an independent business person and having your own business and your own enterprise. There's pieces that you have to incorporate and you have to acknowledge are part of the process. The idea and the concept of what kind of business that you want to take on and what you want and what you don't want in terms of maybe you don't want a ton of employees, or maybe you don't want to have a partner, or maybe you don't want other pieces, or you don't want inventory, whatever it could be. There's going to be things that you can keep and things that you can reject based on your own personal preference from your own researching of your own experience. Add what is essentially your own is the final part. Now, this is all about customization. And customizing things is about tailoring things to your own liking and your own fit. It's like comparing a suit off the rack versus a suit that's been custom tailored to your own body shape. The shoulders will fit better in a custom suit, the waist will fit better, the leg length will be right, the sleeve length will be perfect. It's just designed to fit to you, and it's got that 95 to 100% perfect fit. Whereas off the rack, you can have anywhere from a probably 50% good fit all the way up to maybe an 80% good fit, but there's some parts of it that are just off that just don't feel right. And that's where we start to customize among these things that we've added that are useful to us. We can look at the example of a morning ritual, which is a good example to dive into. Now, someone might have a morning ritual or promote a morning ritual that utilizes meditation, journaling, exercise, and healthy breakfast. We're all unique people, and being unique people, we all have different tastes and preferences. You might not like to do your meditation in the morning, or you might skip breakfast. You might be someone that doesn't like to eat breakfast, but you like the idea of morning exercise and journaling. So what that is you're absorbing what is useful, which is the journaling and exercise in the morning, and you're rejecting what is useless, which is the meditation and the healthy breakfast, because you like to skip breakfast. But we can take that one step further and customize those components that we found useful to our own liking. Look at the journaling as an example. Now, there's so many different kinds of ways to journal. You can bullet journal, you can mindful journal, you can just write out pages. There's so many different ways that you can incorporate journaling into your day. What you can do with that is you can take the concept of journaling itself and bring it back to the beginning of the quotation, which is research your own experience. You try out different journaling methods. You see what pieces you like, which is absorbing what is useful, and you reject what is useless to you. And now with that, what we have is we have what is essentially our own. We've added to our life what is essentially our own, which in this case would be a custom journaling routine tailored to your own liking. And that's how you can utilize customization to make your life that much better, that much more productive and fluid and efficient and happy overall. To wrap this up, I know it sounds weird, but I just want to thank Bruce Lee for imparting such wisdom on the world throughout his life, not only in the world of martial arts and athletics and entertainment, but in the wisdom of human interaction and philosophy and just knowledge of life itself. And with that, I just want to say, keep experimenting, keep researching your own experience, keep absorbing what is useful for you, reject what is useless, and don't forget to add what is essentially your own and customize your life to your liking. Thank you so much if you watched, and I will see you in the next one.